Welcome to Srop, a website where audiences can have access to high-quality, authentic performances, both cultural and contemporary, anywhere and anytime they want. And this is how our story started.
Due to COVID-19, restrictions were set, and many theaters are struggling with temporary closure while others have been permanently shut down. Khmer Times reported that close to 51,000 jobs has disappeared from Siem Reap tourism industry. For Cambodian artists and performers, with the rule and restrictions set, they don't have an audience to present to, which means they are facing their own virus crisis. Recent event that occurred was that two of the remaining Cambodian shadow puppet theater, Kok Thlok and Sawanapum, has shut down, which leaves only a few shadow puppet theaters to go to in Cambodia. The Cambodian Cultural Village, the only place of its kind, a place full of culture and tradition, has been permanently shut down, which leaves many people jobless. People can't go to watch performances, and performers can't perform due to COVID, which not only affects their source of income, but also the country's economy as a whole. And this is an urgent problem that we need to address.
This is where we come up with Srop. Srop is a website where audiences can enjoy high-quality, authentic performances with diverse content ranging from cultural to rising contemporary art, anywhere and anytime they want. And those are our main value propositions. To validate problem with theater closure, we then set out to talk to Dr. Suyun Supirat, who is the Director General at the Ministry of Culture and Fine Arts. Besides mentioning about the struggle that organizations are going through during the pandemic, he also mentioned about the lack of infrastructure in terms of performing theater, which make many of the performances inaccessible to audiences who want to see it. He concluded by saying that he loved our idea and that we can always come back to the ministry again if we need any help. Furthermore, we also went and talked to other organizations such as the Founder of Cambodian Living Arts, Fapanlu Salapa, New Cambodian Artists, and many more. And once again, all of these organizations confirmed that they are in fact struggling financially due to the inability to perform during the pandemic. And after hours and hours of interview that we've conducted with the organization, they said that they totally support our platform. And one of the organizations called New Cambodian Artists even offer a professionally pre-recorded content for us to use on our platform, leaving us to a good start with key partner and key resources. We then set out to talk to our customer to validate about the problem and the solution.
Our first assumption was that people are interested in watching performing art. To validate this assumption, we sent out surveys to local Cambodians across the whole country to confirm our assumption. Surprisingly, the result of the survey show us that there is a huge amount of people who are interested in watching performing art, with 96% of 615 people we surveyed. This data confirm our assumption. In addition, we received many positive feedback from our customer, and many even asked when is this going to happen. And they also mentioned that this platform helped them to get rid out of their pain of having to wait in a long line, inaccessibility to the theater crowd distraction, and especially watching performances during this pandemic. On top of these, 152 people even left their contact when we asked if they would like to join our pilot performance in the future. This illustrates that we already have market and audiences who are ready to buy our product. After learning and analyzing that there is a lot of interest from the survey, interviews, as well as accessibility of having a digital platform, we decided to expand our customer base and began to test out another assumption. To expand our customer segment, we started to test out our second assumption. We assume that people are willing to pay to watch performances through a virtual platform. To validate this assumption once again, we survey and interview a group of local Cambodians, Khmer overseas, expatriate in Cambodia, and international audiences. And 94% of 718 people we survey are willing to pay for a platform. We also survey a payment model, whether our customer prefer to pay per performance, monthly, or yearly, and the percentage of our customer who prefer to pay per performance is the highest. And all of these data showing us that there is a demand for a platform from all of our customer segment that we tested with.
Our third assumption was that we wanted the organization to film the performances themselves and we will host them on our platform. But during our validation, a concern we heard from a customer is about the quality of the content. And after learning about the concern, we wanted to ensure that our core product, which is our performance video, is the highest quality it can be for our audiences. So to address our customer concern, we crossed out the idea of letting the organization film themselves. So we pivoted and decided to create our own Srop production, where we can ensure that the quality will be great. But after looking at our cost structure, we realized that a high budget required for an entire production is not really ideal for a startup. So we crossed out the idea and contacted a production company called Bopana instead. And after sitting down for the interview, the organization is interested in our platform and is willing to support us on our production side. But once again, we look at our cost structure. And despite the fact that Bopana will help cut down the cost of having to create an entire production on our own, the cost will still be high for a startup. So once again, we crossed out the idea and contacted Mr. Nicholas, who is the director of School of Media, where students there get their bachelor degree in filming. And after sitting down for the interview, the organization loved our idea and is willing to provide us technical support and equipment for free in exchange for the student to have content to shoot with. And this is a great head start for our startup, since we are getting the help from organization at the early stage of our business with zero cost. So we pivoted again, changing from Bopana production to PSE production instead. And so does our cost structure, changing from having to pay for production to having to pay none for production.
After going through this tough journey, we present you our final business canvas. Srop offers the conveniences of viewing high-quality, authentic performances anywhere and anytime the audiences want, with diverse content ranging from classical, contemporary, folk, lacan, which is masked dance, and shadow puppet. And all of this content are from all of these content providers that are willing to cooperate with us and will be collected by the help of PSE, School of Media. And here are all our customer segments that we've tested with. Our revenue stream center around all of the money that is paid by audiences to watch performances on our platform. And here's our channel. The first one is a website where audiences can have access through any internet browser. There's also a function, which is our value proposition for television casting, where audiences can basically cast the performances onto the TV to have a better viewing experience if they wanted to. As our business grows in the future, we would love to enlarge the payment method and add a subscription-based plan, where audiences can enjoy unlimited content. In order to do so, we will of course need to collect more content and build up our library of performances. We also want to create our platform into an application for mobile users, and promotion is also a big portion of our company, and we would love to promote our platform through cultural events and on social media. At last, Srop will fulfill the demand of watching visual performances. We also believe that Srop will shed light on priceless performances, preserve heritage while bringing out front contemporary performances, and helping local artists earn a stable income. With Srop, you can watch within one click. Thank you so much.